Hello, I'm Ansh and welcome to The Open Marketer. As per my introduction video, this one was supposed to be about free and open source presentation software. But I decided to take a step back and look at the Office suite landscape before getting into the specifics of the presentation software. Now, no matter what kind of work you do, you would be using some kind of an Office suite. And for most of us, that means either Microsoft Office or Google Workspace. So if I were to ask you to move away from MS Office or Google Docs because they have this invisible grip on our lives, you will think I'm insane. And you'll be like, Ansh, I don't need to learn a new piece of software that will do the same thing that I can already do with an existing piece of software. And to that I say, I hear you. But given the moves Microsoft and Google are making, we have no freedom left. And freedom to me is as important as getting stuff done. Firstly, our privacy is constantly attacked with telemetry of all kinds, buried under the fine prints of long end-user license agreements. Second, Microsoft has forced us to use their crappy ad-ridden operating system Windows 11 after tying it to new hardware and forcing us to create Microsoft online accounts to use the computer and operating system that we have already paid for. Thirdly, they keep pushing their cloud services and putting our files and content behind paywall or subscriptions. And finally, pushing features like Copilot and other AI features, thereby increasing the price rather than giving us a choice. We want the feature in the first place. And this, to me, is a big problem. We are losing our freedom to use the software that we have purchased the way we want to. So if you are considering trying another Office suite, you should take into account 4 factors so that we don't fall again in the same hole. First is ownership. You should have full ownership of all your data all the time. The software should respect your privacy and shouldn't mine your data without your consent. Thirdly, it should support all the major operating systems equally well. And finally, you should be able to work with different formats and file extensions, be it proprietary or open document formats or PDFs. With that said, if we were to look at the current Office suite landscape, you can split this market in various ways. I went with 2 dimensions here, looking at how the software is developed, if it is a proprietary-led roadmap or a community-led roadmap. A proprietary-led roadmap would be mostly profit-centric. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. If that is the direction that you want to go, please feel free to use one of these choices. The other dimension was if the Office suite is free to use, or do we have to pay either upfront or a subscription fee. Here you can see 7 alternatives. Now these are the major ones that I could find. Of course, there are countless many more alternatives that you can install and use. So on the left hand side, WPS Office, Google Workspace, and MS Office are 3 well-known Office suites with large enough user base. OnlyOffice is an interesting alternative. I will probably go into some of the features in a future video. The only problem that I have with this piece of software is it is majorly developed within the confines of a single company. The desktop software that targets home users is available for free and is open source. So they are slightly on the community-driven area. On the right-hand side, we have the the community-driven development, and mostly free alternatives. LibreOffice, Calligra, and LibreOffice would not be something new to people who are using Linux operating system. But for others, just a quick intro, LibreOffice and LibreOffice share similar roots. And LibreOffice actually provides an additional layer of services if your company needs something like that. Calligra is developed by the KDE group, and it is designed for the KDE desktop environment, which is used by quite a few people on Linux operating system. But my choice was LibreOffice, and the reason for that choice was because, firstly, it is a full Office suite. It has all the important software that makes a complete Office suite. It does lack a mail client, but the basics are all there. It has a good word processor, a very functional spreadsheet software, and we'll go into some details about Impress, which is the presentation alternative to Microsoft PowerPoint. Beyond this, they also have Math, Draw, and Base. On the right-hand side, I have listed all the features and criteria that LibreOffice satisfies. So, as what I have already said, it is free and open source software. It does not have any ads and subscription. There is no telemetry or data collection. It is backed by non-profit. And the last 2 points about interoperability and multi-platform support, it has both. So you can work on Microsoft Office formats or the open document formats. And of course, it is available on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux operating systems. So let's take a look at LibreOffice. I will switch to my web browser. So this is LibreOffice.org, which is their official website. Please keep this in mind when you are downloading this software. Download it from official sources only. As we just saw, the latest version of LibreOffice was out. The versioning system follows year.month. There are 2 releases every year. So we had 25.2 and 25.8 released this year. And then in the next year, February, we'll have the next release of LibreOffice. If you want to learn more about the software, the technology, the different software that make up this Office suite, Writer, Calc, Impress, and Draw, please feel free to explore the Discover section. And if you want to download, we can go to the download page. So here, this will be the download page for all the different versions. And if you are a Linux user, you have option to download LibreOffice in sandboxed format like snap packages and Flatpak and app image. Let's go to the download page here. As I said, the last two versions are available to download. 25.2 was released this year, February. It will be maintained until November 2025. And LibreOffice 25.8 is the latest version. If you are using this on Linux, which is how I am using, you can download the Linux RPM or deb packages. If you're using on Mac OS, we have options for both Apple Silicon and Intel machines. Same way for Windows, 64-bit or ARM architecture is also available. Beyond this, there are other things that we can download from this page. For example, the source code if you need that. There is also the last stable release of 25.2.6 and the pre-release of the next version that can be downloaded if you want to take a look at that. Finally, I want to quickly talk about the increase in adoption of LibreOffice across the world. And this is to improve the digital independence that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. many of the European countries, and especially the government offices or military, are moving away from proprietary software like Microsoft Office and Microsoft Windows to Linux and LibreOffice. The example here that we see on our screens is the German state moving 30,000 PCs from Windows to Linux and from Office to LibreOffice. We also have a list of different government entities across different countries doing the same in large numbers. We also have armed forces moving away, which makes sense. You would not want your sovereignty being challenged. Finally, even Denmark recently is replacing Microsoft Office 365 with LibreOffice for digital independence. And this is why I was saying that the software that we purchase or the software that we use should work for us, not the other way around. And this is important. So if this all sounds interesting, please spend some time on the website LibreOffice.org and get to know about the software a little bit better. Please download and try it out. I will put the links in the description of the video so that you can go through them. In the next video, I'll walk you through Impress, which is the presentation app, and we will make the interface a little bit more similar to Microsoft Office, and we will also get into the details of how to use LibreOffice Impress in the best possible way. So if you found this video useful, please consider liking and subscribing to The Open Marketer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.